Level 1. The unseen knock. You find the note under your door. No wax seal, no signature, just a place, a time, a sentence that feels like a hand on the back of your neck. Come alone, come hungry. You go because you are already starving. Not for food, for meaning, for a room where people look at you like you belong. The building is ordinary. The hallway smells of damp plaster and old soap. A man opens the door without greeting. He does not ask your name. He looks at your shoes, your hands, your eyes. Inside, you stand at the edge of a circle of strangers. They do not smile. They do not threaten you. Their kindness is colder than cruelty. They make you wait. Silence stretches. Your throat tightens. You hear your own breathing. Too loud, too human. A candle is lit. One flame, many shadows. Someone speaks a vow you repeat without understanding. You promise secrecy. You promise obedience. You promise that if ordered, you will disappear. They call you an initiate. You feel important for the first time in years. You do not notice the hook in the compliment. Not yet. Level 2. The candle bearer. Your first job is small. That is how they poison you. Drop a letter, watch a door, carry a candle down a stairwell where the air grows wet and metallic. They keep you tired. They keep you grateful. When you ask questions, they answer with tasks. When you complain, they answer with silence. You learn the rules by bruising yourself against them. Never arrive early. Never arrive late. Never use your real voice. Never use your real face. You start to smell the place even when you are at home. Gold fabric, smoke, iron. Something faintly sweet beneath it, like rot masked by incense. At meetings you stand behind the others. Your candle is your badge. The wax drips onto your knuckles. You do not flinch. You think pain is proof. They reward you with a new word. Adept. Not yet. Soon. You walk the city at night with that word in your head. It makes the streetlights feel like witnesses. It makes strangers feel like prey. You begin to enjoy being unseen. You begin to fear being ordinary again. Level 3. The bone room. Witness. They bring you to a basement that does not appear on any plan. The door is unmarked. The lock is too new for the building. Inside, the air is wrong, dry, stale, like a mouth held shut for years. A table waits under a sheet. A bowl of water sits beside it, already cloudy. You are told to stand still, to watch, to remember. They lift the sheet. Something lies there that used to be someone. Not fresh, not clean. Preserved by cold and secrecy and time. The skin is tight. The lips are shrunken. The eyes are closed as if pretending. You fight the urge to gag. You taste bile. Your candle flickers. A senior member speaks softly about devotion, about sacrifice, about the line between the living and the useful. You are made to write down details. Height, marks, missing teeth, rings that were removed. You become a clerk for the dead. When you leave, your clothes feel contaminated. You scrub your hands until they sting. The smell stays anyway. They tell you this is history. This is truth. This is the cost of power. You go back the next time without being asked. Level 4. The ledger of blood and debt. Now they let you handle money. Not yours, theirs. Stained money. Money that feels warm when you count it. You meet people who never blink. People who speak in half sentences. People who do not use names. Your job is to record. Donations, favors, debts, punishments. Some entries are marked with a small black dot. You do not ask what the dot means. You already know. You learn how the society eats. It does not bite. It convinces. It offers relief. It offers protection. It offers belonging. Then it collects interest. At first you tell yourself you are only writing numbers, only moving paper, only watching. Then they hand you a list of households, a list of weaknesses, a list of grief. You deliver a message to a widow. You watch her hands tremble as she signs. You feel nothing. Then you feel pride. The society praises you for being efficient. You sleep deeper. You dream less. Your conscience becomes a quiet room you stop visiting. Your candle is replaced with a ring. It fits too well. Level 5. The Masked Confessor. They give you a mask, plain, bone-colored, no expression. It turns your face into a blank wall. You sit across from members who have climbed higher than you. They come to confess, not to cleanse, to trade. They tell you what they did, what they want to do, who they want removed, who they want ruined. They talk about people like furniture. Your task is to listen and file it away. The society collects secrets the way a butcher collects cuts. Nothing wasted. At first you feel sick. Then you become curious. Then you become hungry. You realize confession is leverage. You begin to guide them with questions. You learn where guilt is softest, where fear leaks out. You write reports in careful language. Not accusations, just openings, just handles to grab later. Sometimes after a confession, someone disappears. You stop asking where they went. You stop noticing the empty chairs. Your mask comes off at home, but your face stays blank. Friends talk to you and you study their throats, their habits, their cracks. You are no longer searching for belonging. You are searching for control. Level 6. The Veil Broker. Now you leave the basement and enter rooms with clean floors and expensive air. Politicians, clergy, executives, people who pretend the world is simple. The society does not worship darkness, it uses it. It sells it in small doses. Fear here, desire there. A rumor like a drop of ink in water. You become a broker. You offer the veil. You promise that what they do will never be seen. In exchange, they sign. They donate. They vote. They hire. They fire. They look away at the right moment. You learn the real ritual is paperwork. The real altar is a contract. The real chant is a phone call made at midnight. You begin to carry two lives in your pockets. One is your public face, the other is the society. The second life feels more real. You manipulate a man into betraying his friend. You watch the friendship die in a single conversation. The man thanks you afterward. He thinks you saved him. Your hands stay clean. That is the trick. The society tells you you are rising. You start to believe you deserve it. You start to believe you are chosen. Level 7. The Dream Surgeon. They do not ask you to hurt bodies. Not yet. They ask you to hurt minds. You are taught language that slides under the skin, phrases that make people doubt their own memories, stories that turn guilt into obedience. You sit with targets in soft rooms. You offer tea. You offer sympathy. You offer a mirror that distorts. You isolate them from friends with gentle warnings. You turn their allies into threats. You make them confess to things they never did, because confession feels like relief. You begin to enjoy the moment their eyes change, the moment they stop being themselves and start being clay. At night, your dreams become crowded, faces with mouths open, trying to speak. You wake with your jaw clenched. You taste copper from biting your tongue. The society tells you this is necessary, that the world is a violent place, and you are simply guiding the violence. You repeat the excuse until it sounds like faith. You stop feeling guilt. You start feeling annoyance when people resist. You do not notice when you stop being human in small ways. Level 8. The Archivist of Names. Power in the society is not measured by gold. It is measured by knowledge. They lead you into the archive. a hidden floor behind a false wall, rows of boxes, shelves of books that do not exist in any catalogue. Here are names, true names, birth names, secret names, names whispered during crimes and prayers, names that can ruin a life with a single sentence. You are assigned a cabinet. You are told to keep it perfect. If a file is misplaced, a person might live. That is how they phrase it. You read until your eyes burn. You learn that saints and criminals share the same handwriting when they beg. You learn that the rich are often the most terrified. You learn that everyone has a price, and the price is rarely money. You add your own notes, patterns, weak spots, family trees like maps of future hostages. You begin to forget faces, but remember their fears. The archive makes you feel safe. Then it makes you feel trapped, because you realize your name is here too. Not in the lower cabinets, higher, protected, or kept for later. Level 9, the hand of the choir. You are no longer a tool, you are an instrument. Meetings become smaller, the room becomes quieter. People look at you when they speak, as if your reaction is part of the ritual. You receive assignments that do not fit on paper. A judge must change a ruling. A journalist must lose interest. A rival circle must fracture. You do not need to threaten, you simply arrange. A scandal here, a promotion there, a private photo delivered at the right time, a single anonymous message that makes a marriage collapse. When someone refuses, the society does not punish them directly. It punishes everything around them until they beg to comply. You begin to feel the choir, the unseen network humming under the city. Every favor a note, every secret a chord. But power brings a new sensation, paranoia. You suspect everyone. The smiles feel staged, the praise feels sharpened. You catch yourself checking locks twice, 3 times. You stop drinking anything you did not pour. You dream of your cabinet in the archive. You dream of your file being opened by hands you cannot see. You are climbing, and the air is thinning. Level 10, the empty throne. They invite you to the final room. No masks, no candles, no incense to hide the stink of truth. The leader sits behind a plain table, not a throne. That is the joke. The power is not in furniture. It is in the silence others keep for you. You are offered the seat beside them. Not as a reward, as a test. They speak softly about succession, about legacy, about how the society survives by consuming its own. The strongest are not crowned, they are caged. You feel the trap close. The archive, the confessions, the debts, the lives you bent. All of it is a chain that now wraps around your throat. You realize the leader is alone, not because they are feared, because they cannot trust anyone who knows what they know. They ask you to prove devotion one last time. A name is placed in front of you. Someone close. Someone who once spoke your real name with warmth. Your mouth goes dry. Your ring feels heavier. If you refuse, you fall. If you obey, you rise into emptiness. You sign. The leader smiles without joy, and you understand the final secret. There is no summit, only a chair that slowly eats the person sitting in it.